and some counties were able to wrap up their peanut harvest. They're showing Florida with 97% of their peanuts dug and harvested 92. Normally they're about 98 or almost to finish. Row crop harvest continued in the Panhandle after a dry week, but all of a sudden the skies turned dark and overcast, and farmers can't finish because of the wet conditions in the field. So right now we're at 78%. We should be about 85% on the harvest, and we'll try to catch up this week.
Okay, kids, let's sing Old MacDonald.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on his farm he had
wetlands, native plants,
wildlife habitat,
windbreaks,
contours.
Conservation is growing some wonderful things on America's farms and ranches, but it has put a new wrinkle in an old song. Conservation, there's something in it for you. Brought to you by the Natural Resources Conservation Service.
I'm Tyron Spearman for Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Tropical Storm Ada will affect the area this morning. There can be isolated tornadoes. Look for some rain from the storm early. Very cloudy, windy, and humid this afternoon. High 82 to 84. Then cloudy and warm tonight. Low 68 to 71. Friday will be a warm day with more clouds than sunshine. High on Friday 84 to 87. And mostly sunny and warm Saturday. Shower in places in the afternoon. High 83 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
Finally, shipping made easy. Just Ship is your answer to your shipping aggravation. They come pick up your package and ship it for you. Birthday gifts, eBay sales, or an online return. Just Ship can handle all of them for you. Act now and you can save 20% on an annual subscription, which will take you through the 2020 holiday months. Go to www.justship.net now and take the aggravation out of shipping.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named. The man, the myth. The only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person. It's Tom Schmitz.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz on a post-Tropical Storm Ada Thursday morning. Ada moved through about 4:30 a.m. Onto Cedar Key and passed us by relatively unharmed. Somebody who knows about safety is on the lines with us now, Alison Jacobson. She's known as the Safety Mom. She's a nationally acclaimed speaker, blogger, and family safety expert. Alison, good morning to you, and we're safe here in Florida for the time being.
Hey, good morning, Tom. I'm glad to hear that. You guys got hit.
Well, we got hit by a tropical storm, but it was a little on the soft side. We went through worse, but every storm, that's what people need to realize. Every storm needs to be taken serious just in case it is the serious one.
Well, and especially now, right, in the era of COVID where your seniors and your loved ones are isolated, and we really need to be able to check in on them.
We really do, and that's one of the concerns, especially in this area. We're in a large retirement community around here with places like On Top of the World just to our west, and we have many mobile home retirement parks here in our area. We have the Villages just below us, so this is an area where making sure your loved ones are safe, and especially if your parent has retired here and you're still in the Midwest, or you're up north, or you're out west, it could be a daunting task to try to get in touch with your loved ones, and that's where caregivers can bridge that gap a little bit.
It's absolutely right. So I am a caregiver for 3 generations in my family. I've got my mom who's living with us. My husband has primary progressive multiple sclerosis, and he's in a wheelchair, and my 22-year-old son has intellectual disabilities. So I'm a caregiver for 3 generations, and I work full-time, and you're right. I worry about their safety.
Well, when you talk about the safety around the home, when you're a caregiver, or because my mother passed away from COPD, complications of COPD, but the last 5 years of her life, probably 2 were in an assisted living facility because it just got too much for us to do as a family. But for the first 3 years, my youngest sister was her caregiver, to the point where she moved in with my mother. She left her husband and daughter at home and said, "Hey, we'll have to figure this family thing out. I got to go take care of Mom." And she moved into my mom's house and everything because my mom was stubborn and didn't want to give up her what she considered was her individuality and freedom by giving up her home and moving into somebody else's home. There's a lot of hurdles that you have to really make decisions on how to cross when you're a caregiver, especially when it involves your family.
Boy, Tom, you've got that right. And it is hard because people want to stay in their home, and it's been their home all their life, so I get that. And I work with Cox Home Life Care, and, we really need to look at new technologies that allow us as caregivers who are far away from our loved ones to check in on them. So for me, I have the Home Life Care. It actually is an automatic fall detection pendant because, Tom, falls are one of the greatest risks and concerns. So both my mom and my husband wear this fall detection pendant in the shower. If they fall, there is a mobile hub that will detect they fall, and they will get a call from the mobile hub. It's a cell signal, so you don't even have to worry about Wi-Fi. And they will get a call from the professional monitoring asking if they're okay. I will get a text alerting me that something happened. And if they can't answer or they need help, the monitoring service will get them help immediately for emergency responders. So, that gives me peace of mind, and a lot of families, like you said, who live far away.
We're talking with Alison Jacobson. She is the safety mom, nationally acclaimed speaker, blogger, and family safety expert. Is it safe to say, and it may not be, that's why I'm asking the question, is it safe to say that the number one accident for people in need, especially adults in their twilight years, that the number one accident in their homes is falling?
Absolutely, and it's not just for seniors. It's really for all of us, those falls in the shower. And you got to keep in mind that the statistics show that after one fall, the likelihood is there's going to be another fall within 6 months. And when your hip goes, that's a game changer because we want to make sure they can stay safe and in their home as long as possible. And that's why with devices like Home Life Care, they can get help in an instant because time really matters when there's a fall.
I would think with all the interior cameras you could put in the house now and everything, it would be while maybe a little cost associated with it, it would not be that difficult to have an eye in every spot inside a home that could be monitored. So technological advances with cameras and the way cameras are becoming smaller and more affordable has probably benefited this industry a whole lot in the last 5 or 6 years.
It really has. And, like you said, there's a cost associated. But when you think about moving somebody into an assisted living or nursing home,
wow,
that is so much more expensive. And the other thing that's nice is, with devices now, it's not just in the home. So if my mom is going out grocery shopping or my husband is out somewhere and they've got this pendant, they take the mobile unit with them. It's really small. Like you said, it's all compact now, so they can get help anywhere in the community. And that's important, too.
Well, November is National Family Caregivers Month. That's why we're speaking with Alison today. Alison, with COVID-19, how's that changed the role of the caregiver, and how's that changed the role of the concept of caregiving altogether?
Well, it's just made everything that much more stressful because whether your, mom and dad live 5 blocks away or 5 states away with isolation, we can't check in. And it's so stressful for me as a caregiver, but it's also stressful for the disabled person or the senior person being alone. So what's also nice about this now is with Cox Home Life Care, I can send check-ins. I can ask for a check-in to come to me to make sure they're okay. I can send reminders to take their medicine, which is so important. So, devices like this and services like this, especially when we're in isolation, make all the difference in the world and give me peace of mind.
One of the resources you just talked about that I think is underrated is the fact that there's now a process where you can give a senior or someone that's disabled a little nudge, say, hey, time to take your medicine, without having to call them on the phone or without having to come over. Because one of the biggest problems we had with my mom was getting her to remember to take her medicine, because she had COPD, so she had less oxygen going to her brain. She was getting TIAs because of this stuff, and just her memory wasn't what it used to be. So she didn't mean not to take her medicine, but she would forget, and you would have to, that's why we had to constantly be there, was somebody had to be there to take care of her like a child at times. And in COVID, you just can't, because you got to go out and work in the world, you can't subject some of the seniors and some of the people with disabilities to maybe the infection. So this kind of technology is a game changer in my mind.
It really is, and you're right. Maintaining that medication management is so important, and we as working people, you're right, we're busy too. So it definitely is a game changer, and it's allowing all of us to have peace of mind, but, make everybody feel more comfortable being safe in their home, and that's what it's all about.
How much does it help the morale of the disabled or the senior that they also can participate in their care with some self-care through instead of being there waiting on them hand and foot, you're actually giving them nudges, you're giving them prompts to take care of themselves, which gives them some self-worth, I would think. How much does that help with their morale?
It absolutely does, and it keeps them feeling independent, and we all want to be independent, right? So I think
100%.
That's huge. And, if people want to learn more, there's a lot more information on cox.com/home life care, and they can get all the information they need right there.
So, Alison Jacobson, she is the safety mom, nationally acclaimed speaker, blogger, and family safety expert. So if you had one piece of advice, as we wrap this interview up, you had one piece of advice to tell a caregiver on the best way to not only keep your peace of mind as a caregiver, but keep the person that you're giving the care to a good sense of peace of mind, what would be the one word of advice you would give?
As a caregiver, take care of yourself.
That's very succinct. That's what I used to tell my sister. I'd say, hey, you got to take a weekend every now and then. And with our cousins and all, we'd come in and try to give her a weekend here and a weekend there just so she could go unwind and take care of herself. That's sage advice from Alison Jacobson. Alison, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks. Thank you.
Have a wonderful rest of your week.
You too. Take care.
That was Alison Jacobson, the safety mom. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap up hour number one. You're listening to Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Ocala Business Leaders Incorporated is a group of independent local firms providing a wide range of quality goods and services. Each firm strives to maintain the